Yes, and welcome to Vasili's garden, folks. Back in a little courtyard garden here with the fruit trees. Now last week, or about a week ago, I sprayed my peach tree here with our disease control pack, and we had a bit of rain come down after that, and I've come to have a look at it to see if it's still holding well, the spray that is, and you can see the film still left on the foliage, so the spray hasn't been washed off. But again, pay attention, because sometimes the rain can be a lot heavier than we anticipate, and it may wash it off and you may need to reapply it again. And we're talking about leaf curl. That's so we can prevent leaf curl occurring on your peach and nectarine trees in springtime. But I also did mention that we need to bring it down, and I haven't done that, so I'm going to do that now. And what I'm talking about is a summer or early autumn prune, and it's basically reducing the height of the tree, getting it down to your arm's reach, or just below arm's reach. So you don't want to cut it to here, because it'll grow from here up again. So you want to cut it a bit lower, like that there. So you go around the entire tree, and that's what I've got to do here. Basically go around and knock it all the way down, which I'm going to do now, but also look out for dead wood. There's a lot of dead wood that occurs on peach and nectarine trees through the growing season, and even not just up high, even down below. This is what I mean here. See that? It's all completely dry. It's gone dark brown. It's almost blackened. So that is dead wood. Yep, brown inside as well. So there's no moisture at all. So look around for that. Here's another example. See this branch just here? It's pointing inwards, completely gone. So the signs are a dark tip like that there, or where the buds are, they're completely blackened. That is a basic indicator to tell you that it's actually died off. So you want to take it right back down to the end, or where it's still green. And if you're not sure, work your way slowly back into it. So cut a little bit at a time and inspect inside. If it's still brown, just keep cutting back. But you'll soon enough know which ones are dead and which ones are alive, and they're quite obvious. And again, in here, I'm having a look. So we've got some growth there on that side there, but that's all dead there. So rather than me just cutting it right there and leaving that on, I've cut down below. It's always good to cut down about an inch or so, 25 millimeters or 30 millimeters below where the dead wood is, so to prevent it from spreading, stopping the disease or dieback in its tracks. And we do this again, and there's more there. So we cut all that off, go around your tree, clean it up like that, but more importantly, get inside and bring it down to a more manageable height, because come springtime, if you don't cut it down, it's going to go straight up into the sky. That's right. So we cut. And don't be too concerned if you don't cut it exactly where it should be cut perfectly, especially this time of the year, because you've got winter to go back and clean it up if you like. Well, you'll need to regardless. So we cut it down, and always look for a bud facing outwards. That's a nice simple way to approach it, so you don't get inward growth. And the center, well, I'm going to thin that out in winter when I can see it better. At the moment, it's too hard to go into it with so much foliage still on there. But there is a lot of leaf drop happening. Look at that on the ground there. So we are going into dormancy. This is the stuff over here. Here, over here. That's it. You got to train them, bit of guidance. So I've already taken 2 branches off, and look at the difference already. So that is great. That's what you've got to do, and bring it right down to a height that is comfortable. And sometimes you can bring it down to the same height that you've had before. So if you've cut it, you'll see where your last year's cuts were. You can cut it to that point again, or a couple of buds above it. And there shouldn't be too many cuts done at this time, folks, except for the cleaning up. If you've got any dead wood and it's obvious dead wood, cut that all out. Don't wait for winter time. So we've brought down the bulk of it. One more over here. That's a good sign. Nice. Pretty much all you need to do for now. And then in winter, when all the leaves fall down, you can have a better look through the tree, not the branches, the tree, and see whether there's any dead wood already. And most of that dead wood will have no leaves on it already either. I've just broken a little branch. See, another piece of there. So that's dead as well, dead as a doorknob. Now that's peach and nectarine tree, and it doesn't mean you just do that and apricots. You'll also do your pears and apples and Asian pears. What we're looking at here is an Asian pear, and we've had some dieback on the tips there. I put that down to harsh weather. I won't say anything else that it is. We've got a little bit of discoloration going on there, a little bit of yellowing of the leaves. I wouldn't worry about it this time of the year too much. It was quite vibrant through the growing season. But this tree here, on a quick note, had no growth on this side. Look at that, it's suckered up again. That's the rootstock as well. We've got to get rid of that. So this tree had suckered up. Well, it didn't sucker up. It actually had no growth on this side of the tree. There was a lot of dieback. I've got to get down below here. When you cut these off, I'm just cutting them like that just to show you what's happening here. See all that knotting there? That has to be dug around. I haven't got a tool here to dig around, a little spade or trowel. Dig around and cut right down to the root zone where it's actually connected to the roots. If you can gouge it out as well using a sharp knife, that's even better, so you can stop these buds. Ideally, if it wasn't so knotty here, the best way to do it is actually rip it out. If it's only one young shoot or two, not too many like this, just rip them out. Don't cut them off. That way you destroy the actual node where it actually grows from. And that's a better way to stop suckering up. But look, it'll still sucker up on the sides of that, irrespective of how you cut it off at the first time. All this has to be cut out. I got some new growth on this. We only had 1 or 2 branches, and now look at this, it's completely loaded. So all this has to come down. Now I'm going to cut it down to only a couple of buds above, and hopefully I can force these to become fruit bearers for me. For example, here, this branch here, see that bud there? Now Craig, tell me if I'm doing this wrong. You know who I'm talking about, folks. I'm doing an undercut. So there's a bud above there, just here. Let me show you. There it is. See that bud there facing in? And there's one down here. Now, if I cut it underneath the top bud and leave all that little bit of a stem there like that, that will die back. And when that dies back, it triggers the tree to think that the plant's dying or that branch is dying. So it's going to try and push a flower bud here rather than a leaf or a branch. So hopefully by cutting it like this, we trick it into growing fruit there, becoming a fruit bearer for us. And that's a nice trick to practice on branches that just don't want to flower for you or fruit properly for you. Again, here's one here. There's a bud there. There's a bud up the top there. I'm going to cut higher like that. Hopefully that dies back and forces this, or even lower, to actually start flowering for me. And the rest of it, well, we just bring it right down, folks. We just bring it all the way down because we've got too many uprights, and this, it's great. We nearly lost this tree as well. So this had a lot of canker on it, a lot of dieback. Have a look down here. All that down there. So it's all suckered up again from down over here, and we've got to clean that up. It's too hard to clean up properly now, but we're going to do that in winter. But for now, I'm just going to bring all this down, and that's what you should do with your fruit trees. Cut them down in summer, late summer, autumn, as we are now, and that way you give the tree a chance to recover, and by springtime, rather than becoming reactive and putting on a lot of growth, you get more flowering on it, less growth, so it doesn't grow too tall, and hopefully you get more fruit as well. Look after your trees and spray your peach and nectarine trees. Now, our 3AW sale is ending tonight, folks. This is the last day of it, so take advantage of it. Use the coupon code 3AW to get an extra 30% off the discounted prices on everything online. So you're going to save a heap on all our products. Vasili'sGarden.com is where you'll find it. Our Black Grid 18 kilo, we did release it for delivery, so take advantage of that, because after midnight we're taking it offline again. So otherwise you can come down to Lethbridge and pick it up, but you can also go to your local garden centre. If you don't want to pay for postage, pop into your local store and ask for Vasili's Choice products, and I'm sure you'll find plenty there. Check out our stockist page on Vasili'sGarden.com. 3AW coupon code, don't forget, from me, Vasili, Marisi.